We are part of the big wider Regender group. Regender look after 13,000 homes throughout the northwest, and as M&Y Maintenance and Construction, our job is to make sure them properties are maintained to a high level. Having gone through a full tender process, I narrowed it down to Quartix. Not only after studying the reports that they could give me and the way it operates itself, I was actually in the middle of changing over the vehicles. So one of the great advantages with Quartix was they do the OBD plug-in type tracker. So what that meant was I didn't have to hardwire the trackers into the old fleet and then unwire them all and put them into the new fleet. Another advantage was the fact that I get monthly reports. I wanted them to come to me on the 1st of every month like that, and that gives me the bulk of the fleet data that I wanted. So driver league tables, overall mileage, CO2 that's been produced, drivers who've done the most mileage in the month. This was all set up in advance of going live, so that when we did go live, I didn't have to worry about that side of it with Quartix. Now, whilst M&Y's biggest vehicle is a 3.5 tonner, so we don't necessarily need an operator's licence to run this fleet, I like to run it like we have got an operator's licence. I need to know that when something needs answering or something needs changing or a report needs tweaking, that there's someone there at the end of an email, end of a phone, who's actually going to action it. So the customer service that comes from Quartix, seriously, is fantastic. Some of my vehicles on the gardening team and the cleaning team have several drivers. I went to Quartix and I said, what can you do? So they offer a fantastic product, which is like a little fob. When you get in the cab, you put the fob on the receiver, and that then identifies the individual driver. So I can share vehicles with 2 drivers. Each driver has their own fob, and I know exactly who's driving at the time, and that's perfect. If we, for instance, had a customer complaint or a member of the public that came to us and said your driver was driving erratically, or he was driving too fast, or he was slamming his brakes on, as Fleet Manager, I can look into that and I can say without doubt on that day, at that time, this driver was doing A, B and C. We've used the cameras, so if something's happened in front of us, we can have a look at that data, and I've used that on several occasions. Every single month we have an operations meeting, and I bring my monthly report using the 4 main reports from Quartix, and I'll identify the drivers who've done the most mileage that month. And the reason we do that is because then we can take that back to the planning team and say, look, if this guy or girl is doing 3,000 miles a month, it's impossible for them to be efficient because they're driving that much and they're not on the job. So we'll look at that and try and plan it in a different way, because not only are they inefficient work-wise, but they're using more fuel, producing more CO2. We look at geofencing for certain sites if we want to know when people leave the home every morning and get back at home. I look at top speeds in certain areas. Statistics prove that it's the lower speed things that happen around town that really cause damage to people. So we understand and study that. We have several contracts for customers, and we're supposed to be at certain locations on certain days in order to fulfill that contract and charge for it. Again, I can use the tracking data as proof that we've been there on site, on time, and done what we've said. As we transition as part of our ESG strategy to get more and more vehicles on the electric variety, we need to make sure that when we make them decisions, it's the right decision, and using Evolve to do that helps educate us on exactly what each vehicle is doing, and that education we can then use to make business decisions on which vehicles to change.